Alright, I'm ready to just trim this a little bit. So, get my ruler, and I'm just trimming just the tiniest little bit off of there just to even things up. So as you can see, it's just a little teeny bit. That seems to have evened it up nicely. I'm going to do the same over on the other side. Just a tiny bit. And that is why we use a ruler to do it. Looks like I need to take just a hair more off of here. There's a little finer blade to do that cut. That's really thin. Well, there we go. I'm going to have to cover this window because I see it's kind of messing with the video. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. I just use this for rounding my corners. You can do this with a knife. You don't have to have a fancy tool. But since I made the tool, I'm using it. And it just rounds you off just the way I like it. So I'm going to round off all my corners because that's why I like it that way. It just doesn't hang up on the corners and when you're going in and out of a pocket or something. And then we're going to get to making stitch marks. Sometimes it's hard to get it right just where you want it. And Tandy makes a tool for this. I just didn't want to spend the money on it when I had this pipe laying around. And I could make one. So now the corners are all nicely rounded. When I'm going to use a tool to punch my holes. This is a punch. It's a diamond punch, so you won't be able to tell, I'm sure. But the tines are kind of at an angle. And it creates a diamond hole and gives you a really nice effect with the stitching. Now these punches, I got a set of 4 of them on eBay, and if memory serves me, they were like 11 bucks and free shipping. They came from China, and I hate buying stuff from China, but you know what? The price of these at $11 a piece, or going to Tandy and buying the craft tool punches, which were, you know, like $15, $16 each. I got the 4 of them. I got a 6, 4, and 2, and a 1 prong punch. And I think they work great. I haven't had an issue with them at all. I just don't like buying from China. And we'll go to the other corner. And we'll get those started too. I'm a little less, I usually allow for a 1/8 inch in from the edge for my seam, but probably can't tell. I'm a little less than that, and you got to be careful, because if you're holding your punch crooked, you'll punch too close to the edge on the back side that you can't see. So really right now, all I need to do is finish punching my holes. Just like that. And you can certainly use an awl to punch your holes. I have found this to work better for me. My arthritis makes it a little difficult to use an awl to do my holes, and I usually don't get them in there straight. So all I'm doing to keep my spacing is I'm putting the first tine into that last hole. Going right on up the road. Now at the end here, I'm going to switch back to my 2-hole punch. And I can make a little divot where the hole is going to be and just move it up and use it the other way. And you don't need to go all the way to the top, because the little extra room up there isn't going to hurt anything. So I'm not gonna. And I'll go up the other side here. Now on this side, since it's going to be a stress point, I'm going to drop a stitch right over the edge. So that there's one, this is the edge, and I dropped one stitch over so that I can loop over that and seal that down real good. Here, I think on the edge, that'll give me enough room. I'll just keep an old credit card around. Yeah. that'll be good. I'm going to put one more hole at the top here and I'll show you how that's going to look. So it's just kind of like that, but it'll give that extra support right at the very top where it needs it, because you'll be, you know, there'll be cards sliding in and out all the time. So once it's all the way in there, you'll still be able to grab it and pull it out. Now I'm going to move the camera and set this up in my stitching pony. You don't need a stitching pony, of course, but I like to use it whenever I can because it makes it easier to hold my work. And I did a video on making the stitching pony. Part of it, I did mount mine to my bench as opposed to sitting on it. So we'll move it in here and get a good look at the stitching.